Good evening, LinkedIn, and good evening, YouTube. I am Chris Berryman, coalition builder and founder of Bringing Humanity Together. Welcome to another impromptu LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live today on Super Saturday. As you guys saw earlier today, I actually did a post on LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live about Imagine because 50 years ago this year, John Lennon wrote that great and awesome, powerful and positive message. That song, Imagine, and what can we imagine moving forward in today's world where humanity can truly go and evolve to. So tonight I saw a post that really resonated with me and I wanted to speak to it. And it comes from a great friend of mine. His name is Mike Vacante. And I will show you the post that I am talking about this evening. So you guys will take a look at it and let's discuss. So here is Mike McConty's post. Um, and let me get it more in frame for you guys. So let me bring it up 110%. All right, here we go. Um, in his caption here, as you will see, it says, "Don't fit in, be better." Well, Mike, you're a great, awesome person in your own right. You have believership. You are just doing phenomenal work in Humans First, and kudos to you. But I wanted to share my thoughts and insights on what Mike posted just a few short hours ago here on LinkedIn. And this is my perspective on it. I'm going to bring a unique take on it. What if we as individuals can really recognize and be aware of what we are doing and why we are doing it in the context, whether it be a corporate structure, a community dynamic, whatever that might be. I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, you can be whoever you want to be. You can go to wherever you want to go. You can even bring people along with you on that journey, or they can bring you on their journey. To me, it really doesn't matter because I truly believe everything is interconnected to everything else. But when he's talking about, at least from my perspective, about not fitting in, I take it to what I just said about being self aware and being aware of where you're on in that place and in that journey, if it is in that corporate structure. Maybe by recognizing that, then you see where you fit in to that corporate dynamic or small business dynamic, whatever that might be. But I will even take it to this question though to everyone tonight and to think about. Maybe we can really build better organizations in this way. Can we create better environments that will create better results? And that's number one. Number two, this is another question I'll throw out there for everybody. Can we be those leaders and be those people in whatever shape or form that we come into in a corporate dynamic or a, like I said, small business dynamic, whatever that might be in a business world setting? Can we recognize what people bring to the table each and every single day and maybe find out where they sit, find out where they want to go, and find out how can we together in a corporate dynamic setting, like I said, small business, whatever that might be, come together for the greater good and greater cause of what an organization's all about. So to me, Mike, everything is interconnected to everything else. So I don't believe we don't have to necessarily fit in. I believe we just have to recognize how we get into where we want to go in a business dynamic setting. Maybe it's by asking ourselves, is there an alignment in which a corporate business structure has or has not has in their, whether it be mission statement, value system that they have, whatever that might be, in alignment with mine or Tom's or Mary's or Sue's or whoever that might be. Is the if there's a natural alignment with a business structure where a person's views and morals and ethics and principles, I believe that fitting in will be more in alignment than if we just go in hoping they can be a part of that organization or just guessing that person may work for down the line. I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, what we have done in a corporate structure setting is we are guessing at where people are at, run in of a conversation, and then it's like what Gary Vaynerchuk has said many times: hiring about what you do and how you do it with people at the front end, it's about guessing, but then firing people, it's about knowing what they're going to produce in said work and value and all the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. But what if we can change that dynamic and flip it around? Why can't we ask people now, what are your values? What are your skill sets? What are your principles? Are they in alignment with our organization? Or if it comes in from an organizational structure, can we say the very same thing? What is our values and our alignments in with yours? Does it match up with your values and your ethics and principles? Does it really truly have that alignment? And the more that we ask those questions from a corporate to an individual setting and find that we're all sitting at the same table of humanity, I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a powerful, momentous occasion. That momentum will literally swing in a positive direction when we allow people to find their natural alignment with organizations today. And I get it. Money's always been a component to our daily lives each and every single day. But I recognize for me to be better, I got to have these things in mind. Number one, am I willing to learn what I don't know is what I should know? Number two, am willing enough to go out and seek that understanding from any other person's point of view, whether to be in leadership, whether to be a team member on the team, a partnership dynamic, whatever that might be. Can I go seek that understanding? And this is the way I even put it in this context too. When we get into a conversation or in a business dynamic setting or experience within whatever that might be, what like it even be outside of work, but whatever that might be, can we at least do these three things in the road to seeking that understanding? Number one, we can go out and understand where they're coming from right from the get-go, see their point of view, understand it and relate, and ask those kind of probing questions and that kind of thing, and to really get to that understanding level. But number two, I truly believe too as well, if it really pulls on our heartstrings and it really digs deep into our core of who we are going to naturally incline to say, hey, I buy into this. I'm hook, line, and sinker. I'm all in because it goes and resonates to my values, my principles, my ethics, all those kind of things. Those go right into it. So we see that. But then on the third point of that, when we go to seek the understanding, is maybe the things that I'm seeing, whether it be in that experience or that conversation or whatever it may be, I can be really aware that what I'm hearing, if it doesn't truly resonate with me, I don't have to buy into it at all. I can just let it be. Don't have to buy into it. It is what it is. But at least on all 3 points on that road of understanding, I can recognize, I can be respectful of the conversation or respectful of the experience that's being had by everybody involved, and just let it be for what it is. Don't try to add or subtract and try to put more into it than what's not there, that kind of thing. Just truly be present and recognize what is going on in the present moment. And that's what I learned from a great friend of mine. His name is Brian Sumner. Hello, Brian. Man, you've taught me a lot. I greatly appreciate you, as well as you have, Mike. You have just been a wealth of knowledge, both of you gentlemen. But like I said, I just see that there is a better way. To me, we have been fitting in for far too long. We wanting to please others to get that conformity factor kind of met to a certain degree. But again, I believe it's all about recognizing oneself and one's place. It doesn't really matter in setting it is. Like I said, business dynamic setting, social structure setting, it doesn't really matter. Is what it's like what comes up to you and what you actually do with that experience and what you do with that conversation will really dictate the outcome of where you want to go and how you want to achieve it. Or if you're in a place that you want to help others to get them to where they need to go, I mean, the whole thing is for everybody to get involved in and have a participation part into that. Because there's some people who don't want to participate, and I get it and I understand that, and then some that do. And see, I recognize in my over 35 years of working for others, because there's a huge distinction, ladies and gentlemen. Working with people and for people are two different things. But the thing I've really realized is if we give people the space and opportunity to grow, to thrive, to be who they were meant to be, maybe even be a guide on their journey, or they can be a guide on our journey, whatever that might be. I am cognizant and really aware that will bring me closer to not only seeking that understanding from any given opportunity or conversation that I have in my life, but I can even give that out as a gift to others to recognize where I am at as well. Because I believe when we are sitting at the same table of humanity, I truly believe there's a two-way street dynamic truly can be at play that can really open up the superhighway of humanity to such a degree that there's many paths to success, many paths to leadership, many paths to know what you want to know as far as knowledge goes. Uh, there's so many different ways that we can grow and thrive and evolve to become not only better leaders, but become better people and better productive people each and every single day. And not necessarily from a money standpoint, but more importantly, the human value standpoint. Because I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, the next currency of humanity is not going to be rooted in money, but rooted in value. And when we showcase that value to people on that genuine human level that really tugs into their heartstrings and they know it and it's tangible to them and they just feel it in every fiber of their being, I truly believe collaboration happens, sparks will fly, the magic starts to flow, uh, ingenuity and creativity really become exponential in scope far more than if you was just to fight the system, so to speak. You let things freely flow, and not only do you let the best idea win, you let others be a part of it and let them free flow with not only their thinking, but bring their experience to the table and say, hey, maybe there might be a better way. How do we get from point A to point D in a better way? Because conforming to everything I believe, is what we probably have heard for generations. It's like, what's the definition of insanity? We're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Why can't we do and flip that around and not necessarily look and expect for that different result, but maybe learn and grow on that journey to be better prepared for that result that will come. And when we start seeing being done in a really step by step manner through the process of that growing and thriving journey, things will be more clearer to you. Things will be more uh, in awareness to you, and also everyone else involved, whether it be a project, building a business, community, whatever that might be. I believe that that will really start to show itself, because then other people will start recognizing, I see this coming to pass. I see this being done, and this things just start naturally. I mean, it's like when you build a foundation, you have to have that rock solid foundation, because it's like law number 14 from John C. Maxwell's great book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, The Law of Solid Ground. If you don't have solid ground beneath you and on beneath everybody who's involved in creating something or being a part of an organization or community or whatever that might be, if you don't have that solid ground, things will go right from underneath your feet. Then you have nothing really to stand upon. But like I said, I believe there's so much potential for humanity. I just seen this years ago when I started on this journey to start bringing humanity together as I did. I truly believe, like I said, if you just let people be who they are, understand where they're coming from, and see, there's the model of the world that we work under. So your model of the world will be probably different than my model of the world, but I recognize the fact that my model of the world is what works good for me. But yet, I can even say to myself and be intentional about it, is to go outside of my model of the world and seek of what, let's say, Carla is doing, or Sandy is doing, or Patrick, or Vicky, or whoever that might be. I can really take time and go outside of that model of the world and really see it really from their eyes and their point of view. Because I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, humanity and the human race is the best thing that has ever happened to this universe. I truly believe that we have so much potential. It's amazing what we can do when we set our minds to things, really go focused and lasered in on a project, or lasered in on a goal, or whatever that might be. We just can get things done when we just dig deep and say, this is what we're going to do. And I truly believe once we see that happening, and everybody does their part, and it's not mandated or required or whatever. Like, I know there's some people don't like those kind of words about, like I said, you have to be mandated to do this, and this is your role, and this is what you have to do. No, I'm the kind of person is, if you know what you know and you know it far better than me, you should be able to do what you should be able to do. But yet, I recognize this in a twofold dynamic. Number one, if I'm the leader of an organization, I will get the feedback from everybody involved and know the places of every single person in the organization. So it's just like I put it into an analogy like this. if you're a captain on the ship, let's say you're a first year captaining and you're taking the Titanic out, first year, but the navigator who's been on that ship for 30 years, you might have said title and authority because you're the captain. Get it, got it, understand that. But the but to me, the more valuable component of that is the experience that's basically on your right hand side. That's your navigator. So I recognize as a leader is if everybody has more experience than me, and I'm coming into an organization where I've even built out an organization in such a degree that hey, I'm not the person who knows it all, and I can do this, this, and this, and I can have other people do this, this, and that. But yeah, I'm better than that and all that kind of thing. I don't play into that. I just recognize what people's gifts, talents, and skill sets that are before me to such an extent that says, if you're good in social media, you go run with it. I will hold you as accountable and responsible to do all that because that's a difference than telling people that you have to do this and get X, X, and X done, and then they don't follow through with it, and then you come down and say, "Well, why didn't you do it?" Well, this, that, and the, whatever the case may be, and then some things don't get done. But if you really truly empower people to such an extent, you give them the room to grow and the room to thrive, and you let them be. But yet, like I said, you still those have those kind of things in place that you still hold them accountable. They even hold you accountable as a leader as well. So again, there's that two-way dynamic. And then what's going to be even more important too as well is that you're willing to let go of what you fear to lose. And I even say this not only in a leadership dynamic, but every person at every level or organization can do this as well. If you really recognize your place and space in an organizational setting or in a community setting, and you really recognize what you've been gifted and skill setted to do, I truly believe in a place of leadership. This is the way the dynamic really falls out. For me, at least, I truly believe that if you let go of what you fear to lose, you have nothing to fear and you have nothing to lose. So when I put that in context to authority, position, understanding one's place, I recognize to such an extent that me being a leader is going to be looked upon in two different ways. Number one, I'm only here in position and leadership name only to a certain degree. Some people might recognize it as that, and that's what they is, and that's okay. But then the other dynamic is about really true leadership. People who really want to truly lead people and help them get them to where they need to go. Because it's like what John C. Maxwell says in his great book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Leadership and management are not one and the same. They're basically polar opposites of the spectrum. They're not even remotely close. So when we tie that in about fitting in, I'm letting myself fit in the best way that's not only going to be a benefit to the whole organization, but be a benefit to each individual partner, not an employee, but each individual partner in that organization, that they know that we're working together. They don't work for me. I don't work for them. I work with them. Because the more you put people together and investing in each other, to me, the best investment is the human investment. And once that investment, like I say, comes through and it's tangible to people and they know, Chris, he's got my back. Carla's got my back. Sandy's got my back. Anno's got my back. Then in turn, what's going to happen, that very same connective space, and you know that it's there, it's going to go right back. Again, there's that two-way street dynamic. So, like I said, there's just so many opportunities to get ourselves to wherever we want to go, not only in business today, but in life itself. So that's why I wanted to share this video with you guys tonight on that post from Mike Vacante. because I just believe there's always a better way. And the more that you are open to the power of positivity, the power of possibility, willing to learn, and also give people the environments not only to grow and thrive in, but also have that room to breathe and expand. It's just like our lungs. Our lungs are made to rise and fall because we have to breathe in a natural order in a natural way. And I believe that that's true in everything that we do. There's a natural order to things, and the more that we don't necessarily force things onto people, like I said, I do believe in accountability. I truly believe in responsibility. But if we have that natural balance to things, that people recognize that when you get things done, I truly believe in this adage: many hands make light work. So if you get more people involved, and they are truly involved because they're truly empowered. They feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. They love what they do. Not only are they going to do more with you and also follow you even more, but they will tell other people as well. You can literally have the opportunity to create a community of people inside an organization, because I believe this as well. The same community that we live in is the same community that we work in. They're both interconnected, they intertwine. But like I said, I truly believe if you create that environment that's so empowering and so tangible to them, what can we not achieve together? Create better environments to create better results. It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe we can look at fitting in maybe from a different way to become a part of something bigger than of ourselves, to be better. And I truly believe that could be achieved if we just allow ourselves the space and grace to recognize what we've been skill setted in, what our experience has taught us and shown us in the many years that we've been on this earth. And not only learn from all those things, but we can also share all those gifts, knowledge, insights, and skill sets with others so they can grow and become better people. And they can also become better leaders. And then, like I said, if I'm just a guide on someone else's journey and it gets them to for them to become a Fortune 5,000 CEO, I've did my part in that. And that is a wonderful thing. Even, I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, even by doing the smallest things, I truly believe will yield the best results if you do it right and do it the right way. And I will go to this quote, and I love so much. Doing the right thing is the right thing to do. You can't go wrong with right. And I truly believe in that, ladies and gentlemen. I believe if you do the right thing, not only will the right stuff will come back to you, it's almost like karma. If you do the right things, the right actions and outcomes will start come. It's the everything will be, like I said, interconnected to everything else. So if you build a strong foundation, your building will be sturdy and nothing will fall over. And then you you basically add more space to that building. I mean, there's so much potential that you can literally create that momentum and ripple effect that it goes, let's say, across a pond. And people have seen the pond effect is when you take that pebble and you see those ripple effects go across the pond, but then it kind of fades out. It doesn't fade out. Energy can be never created or destroyed, is what has been gone by for forever. But once you do create that and you don't feel that that's being out there for the world to see, oh, it's there. It's still going. It might be underneath the water, but that energy is still flowing out there. And if you create enough positive energy that it can not only feed on itself, it creates more energy within, and that's the law of momentum. The more you start it, it just creates that. It's that snowball effect. That snowball might start like in a real small little donut, but it comes into a big ball and it just rushes downhill. I truly believe there's so much potential for humanity by looking at things differently. It's not necessarily a bad thing, good thing dynamic. It's about what would be the better way. And if that way works good today, got it, good, love it, let's do it. But if there's going to be a better way, let's say tomorrow, why not try that too? Because if we as people was able to do everything in the very same way every single day, every single minute, what do we become? We become a hive mind mentality with no critical thinking, no free thinking at that, um, no environment to grow or thrive in, no momentum will occur, and everything will just be done the same way, same way. And then what happens after that? Then the things that are in alignment to us are there in alignment, but what's the differentiator to that? What makes us unique? By that time, we're no longer the unique if we become in that collective hive mind mentality and keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and say it's always worked, it's always worked, this is what we do. I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, humanity has the really biggest potential and the biggest gift to go beyond that conformity, to go beyond what the status quo has told us for hundreds and hundreds of years. I truly believe that once we start leading with our humanity every day in every way and letting others express their humanity every day in every way, and when we can come together at that table of humanity, it's which I dare say we're already there connected by, we can literally change the face not only in the way we do business, but in the way we actually interact with each other on a daily basis. That potential is there. And it's for us not only to partake in and to learn from and to grow from, but again, to share with others for them to partake in, go on their journey, live out their purpose, just like in our purpose, and then be a part of something bigger than of themselves as well. But like I said, on many of the Conversation for Humanity calls that we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I believe what makes us unique as a human race is we can come together for a common good, common cause, common goal, common mission, whatever that might be, but we can come to it from different perspective, different uniquenesses. What makes us unique by design is our very differences by design. I embrace that. And for many years, a lot of people don't like to embrace differences. Or maybe even they don't even like to embrace change. And sometimes that's very hard for us. We don't like to embrace the change and say, hey, if this has worked for this long, why should we rock the boat? You know? But see, I believe sometimes a change is good to wake us up to a certain degree, number one. And number two, to really keep us on our toes and say, there can be that better way. There is a different path. Like I said before, there's many paths to success, many paths to leadership, many paths to help people on their journey, just like in our own journey. Nothing is set in stone. We can control what we can control, but the more that we better become aware of our surroundings and better aware of the people who is in those surroundings to create those, like I said, better environments that will create better results, I believe that will lead us down a path to not only an evolutionary state individually for us as individuals, but we will evolve as a human race to go far beyond what we have done for, like I said, decades and decades and decades. And I believe that is there. It is there because when hope and faith come knocking on your door, are you willing to answer the call? Are we as leaders willing to answer that call not only for us, but also every partner in our organization today? Are we willing to say, hey, I embrace who you are? I will take you for what you bring to the table of humanity every day in every way. And if you create that environment that people will stay, let's say, in your organization 20, 30 years, great. That is amazing that you can literally stay at one organization for that long. I give people kudos throughout the world 1,000% on that. That's just amazing. But see, I even like it in this dynamic too as well. If I give somebody the tools, knowledge, know-how to say, hey, I've been with your organization for 5 years, but you know it's time for me to fly. It's time for me to find my own path and chart my own destiny even more so. I got to go beyond the boundary of what's safe for me. And not only can you do that in an organization structure, that you let people not only become comfortable by being uncomfortable to become comfortable, you give people that opportunity, even from an entrepreneurial standpoint, that they can say, hey, Chris, you gave me all the resources and insights and the support, and this is where I see I can myself doing. I know it's been a great journey with you, but I have to chart my own destiny and my own course. But see, what we have done is we gave them the greatest gift of all. Is we gave them our time, our insights, our support, and we're still there with them on that very journey because we're that guide on their journey as much as in part two as well, that they are a guide on our journey. So fitting in is basically interconnectedness when you really think about it. So when you look at it from that standpoint, we do fit in from a certain point of view. So how do we fit in to be more interconnected to each other? How do we do that? Like I said, there's many paths to that. And see, that what makes humanity so unique by design, because how we get interconnected to one another is going to be uniquely different, each into every other person on this planet. That's going to be unique to them and them alone. But if we as people, and even more importantly as leaders, recognize that, the potential is going to go off the charts. And it's going to go through the roof when it comes to not only growing the organization, not only growing people from a human development standpoint, because I truly believe there's not just personal development, professional development, there's human development because they're both interconnected and intertwined, but also the potential that goes far beyond the very money. It's like I tell people every day, it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And everything will have a natural byproduct effect of everything else. So if you build a great foundation, you build a great team, and you build a great set of values that are interconnected to every single other person on that team that's really steadfast and stead strong in those very values, There is nothing that we cannot achieve, not only from our own personal point of view, but also from our community point of view, and then also our building of a great human driven organization that can also be achieved as well. There is so much potential. So, Mike, again, thank you so much for putting that post out today. I wanted to share that with the world tonight because I believe, like I said, I believe we do all fit in one way, shape, or form. We do fit in because we're all interconnected. So I'm going to ask of you guys tonight, how are you interconnected to what you do and how you do it? Not only from a company standpoint, but also a community standpoint. Please reach out to me and also to our great team here at Bringing Humanity Together. And we would love to have that great and engaging conversation with you. How can we be on that grand mosaic of humanity? How can we be that part on the grand mosaic? Where do you see yourself on that grand mosaic of humanity when you're sitting at that table of humanity? How do you fit in being interconnected to everybody on that mosaic and then that table? Where do you see yourself going and doing? Or where do you see yourself helping others on their journey going and doing, not only in business day today, but also beyond it? How do you see that interconnectedness there too as well? So let's talk, let's connect, and let's see how we can be a part of something bigger than of ourselves today. And I will leave off with this. Again, doing the right thing is the right thing to do. You can't go wrong with right. I truly believe that, ladies and gentlemen. Doing the right thing is the right thing to do. So, again, thank you all for watching tonight. Please, in the comments, whether to be on our YouTube channel or on LinkedIn Live, if you'd like to have a great and engaging conversation with any one of us here at Bringing Humanity Together, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of us. And of course, I am the coalition builder and founder. Um, and in fact, I'd like to give a shout out to my team tonight. Thank you, Carla, Sandy, Lisa, uh, Anno, Stephen, Vicky, Michael, Christopher, and Michael, which we have two Michaels. And thank you all to the great and growing communities we also have, not only on our Facebook page, but also the people following us on our LinkedIn business page. And we greatly appreciate you guys so much because I probably wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for all the people that I've met on this journey. And I really do see where I fit into all this. I really do. I know my passion, I know my purpose, I know my mission, and I dare say my calling. And I believe once we get clear on that of where we want to go and how do we go from that point moving forward, it's going to be phenomenal journey once we realize that, and it's only going to get better day after day after day. Yeah, we're going to have our struggles, we're going to have our pitfalls, but we learn from that and embrace them, and that all fits into how we learn and to grow and thrive too as well. Because without that process, and we just kind of disregard it or whatever we do with it, we don't grow, we don't thrive, we don't share our gifts with others. So, like I said, just embrace who you are. Truly see how you fit in, and don't let no person or any company tell you what you can or cannot do. The only person that has the direction in your life and knows where you want to go is you. So take control of that and say, I choose to go this way. I choose to be this. I choose my path in this way. But what's so unique about that, and I believe, like I said, it's going to be so empowering and so inspiring to others, is when you give people that choice. And to me, choice is the ultimate path to freedom. People will resonate with that and embrace that. And not only honor you as a person for it, but honor you as a leader for it too, as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this evening. Please, let's connect and let's talk about this and so much more. And of course, remember our mission statement here at Bringing Humanity Together, which is, if I help you, you help me, then we help we. Have a good night.